Welcome to episode 53 of the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast. I am one of your co-hosts. I'm Stephen Rothberg with College Recruiter. We believe that every student and recent grad deserves a great career and that it should be easy and efficient for employers to hire them. I am joined here on a beautiful Thursday by my friend and partner in crime, Peter Zollman. Peter?
And a good morning to you and a good afternoon to Anna. I'm Peter Zollman with the AIM Group. We do consulting and business intelligence for recruitment marketplaces. And we have a big report on AI coming out shortly, free report on AI coming out shortly, always a good thing. And we do RecBuzz, which is coming up next year in April. We'll maybe sneak in a plug for that or maybe not. Oh, I guess I already have.
I kind of think you did. Yeah.
Joining us today is from London. So we have Minneapolis, Brooklyn, and London today on the call. Is Anna Maybank of Breakroom. I'm going to cheat and describe it as a different kind of Glassdoor. Is that fair? And now over to Anna, who is CEO and co-founder of Breakroom, to tell me, are you crazy or no, actually it is?
Both of those things can be true, by the way.
I'll take that. Thanks so much for having me. I'm Anna. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Breakroom. We help people who work in frontline roles find better quality jobs. I'll let you have the shorthand that we are a bit like Glassdoor, but for people who are looking for roles in like retail, hospitality, social care, logistics, anything that you can do if you're not sitting at a desk all day.
So, but you said we have data and we have TikTok. Tell us about those two.
Shall I tell you a bit more about how Breakroom works? So I started the company back in 2020 during the pandemic. And our mission was to help people during that time who were working on the front line find better quality jobs. So since then, we've had 700,000 employees in the UK come to Breakroom and they take what we call the Breakroom quiz, which is 30 questions all about your current job. And we use the data that those employees have shared with us to rate their jobs, but also rate an employer. So a little bit like Glassdoor, we have a lot of ratings of employers. So we've got more than 5,000 rated employers in the UK. But a little bit different from Glassdoor, that data is those ratings are based on a quiz that candidates take. And then what we're doing is using that information to help guide frontline workers to better quality jobs and help employers hire better quality candidates. So I guess the part of our data is coming from those employees. But as you mentioned, a lot of our users are also a bit younger. They're kind of the next generation of candidates, typically aged 18 to 35, and they're often finding us through TikTok as well as Google.
So let's talk about TikTok for a minute. So before we jumped on, you shared with us that you're getting about 5 million views a month. So for the vast majority of organizations that are on TikTok, they'll probably never accumulate 5,000 views in the entire time that they're on TikTok. So how much of that is organic? How much of that is sponsored? What are your strategies, outcomes? So give us a primer, as the Brits would say, on TikTok.
So all of those 5 million views that we get every month on TikTok are organic, and really that's all down to the unique content that we have about what jobs are really like. So the problem that I was really trying to solve with Breakroom is helping candidates understand what a job might be like before they actually apply, rather than just like applying for everything, going through a recruitment process, finding out that actually that you didn't want the job, or worse, taking the job and then quitting. And so because we built up all of this data set about what different jobs are really like, we're then replaying that information on TikTok. So we make really short, engaging videos that use our data to provide helpful and actionable insights into the job market for a younger audience. Kind of videos we do, lots of stuff about pay. So if you imagine if you're on your first or second job, you don't really know what to expect in terms of pay. You don't know what's normal. You might not know what kind of is the legal norm either. A lot of information about sharing what the national minimum wage is, what different people get paid, different roles get paid in the UK. We also do content that is about different reviews of a particular employer. And then we also run rankings of best and worst employers for students or for parents, or best jobs if you don't like stress, or a whole wide range of things that basically replay the content that we've got about what it's really like to work in different employers, in different roles. And we turn that into kind of really bite-sized chunks that resonate.
So with TikTok, so how much is organic? How much is sponsored?
All of those views are completely organic, based on our organic feed.
Okay, cool, awesome. Because you can rack up a ton of views if you're willing to pay the money for it. So that really says a lot. Awesome. The only other question I had on TikTok then is, some of the viewers are going to be like, okay, well, I want to go see these videos. Where on TikTok? What do they search for to find your videos?
Our handle is Breakroom HQ, and you should be able to find us there.
And
Cool.
I have another question about TikTok. If you're getting 5 million views a month, are they sending you nice checks? No, seriously. Content creators are supposed to get paid.
Yeah.
I haven't asked them. No, we do some paid. We also do paid advertising on TikTok, but the main way that we measure the impact and value of that organic audience is through the organic audience that's coming through to Breakroom, the platform. So basically the user journey is you learn about a job, or you learn about a different occupation, you learn about Breakroom on TikTok, and then we encourage you to go and Google us, or Google a particular employer plus Breakroom. And we basically measure the success of TikTok based on the success of our growth in our direct and organic traffic from people coming to us through Google. So it's not a perfect way of measuring what the value of that audience is, but that's the best way of measuring the kind of the value of those views and the value of that kind of brand building exercise, I guess.
So you're based in the UK and you've been around how many years now?
We started the company in 2020. So
2020, so 3 years. Gonna cross the channel next? Gonna come across to the US next? Or are you perfectly contented to keep growing in the UK and not take on the giant bear of Indeed? I mean Glassdoor. I mean Recruit. They're all the same.
Great question. The plan is to absolutely launch in the US. We have actually done a US test, and we've already rated a handful of US employers. So the whole of Breakroom is built to be able to replicate the quiz and our moderation system and how we produce content in other markets. So we know that we can get US employees to rate their employers, but we haven't fully launched in the US market. Mostly focused on the UK for the moment, but watch this space.
Are you venture funded? Are you bootstrapped? Are you looking for a B round, a C round? Where are you in that process?
So we are a venture-backed company. Our investors are a range of European-based seed funds. So Northzone, who were actually like really back in the day, one of the early investors in Stepstone before it was Stepstone in in 1997, around about then. And then another fund called Profounders, who were one of the original investors behind what is now Indeed Flex. And then we have a bunch of kind of smaller angel investors who back us as well. So I would say we're a seed stage startup in the kind of traditional VC lexicon.
Interesting. So I've had the good fortune of being in the same room a couple of times at conferences, and one of the things that was immediately apparent to me was how data-driven you are, you personally, and the company. If you could share with us a little bit of the data highlights, the jobs that people want, the bad jobs, and if there's a difference that you see between, say, the younger adults, maybe a student versus like their parents.
This is always the fun bit. So a couple of interesting things. So the best and worst rated occupations on Breakroom. Top of the list is firefighters. They score more than, so all of our scores are out of 10. Firefighters scoring a good 8 out of 10 consistently. Bottom of the list right now are grill chefs. So people who are working, like that is a hard job if you are a more junior line chef working in hospitality industry. So you're scoring at the moment around a 4.9. On the more positive one, so our most enjoyable job, I feel like this one should be obvious in retrospect, but jobs in the travel sector. So 85% of people who work in the travel sector say that they really enjoy their jobs. I can imagine that's quite a fun place to be. The other one that I think is really interesting, so you were asking about kind of best for younger people, best for students. So unsurprisingly, 95% of students who work within a university, so doing frontline roles, but within a university setting, so that say that they're good employers. Universities should know what a student needs. If they don't, there'd be a problem there. But then second in line is like gyms and the leisure industry. So if you're looking for a good student job, actually working in a kind of a gym or a sports environment rates really well. And then on the parents front, I thought this was interesting. I was looking at this morning. So top for parents is actually local councils. So 83% of parents saying that they think their employer is good if you've got someone to look after in the public sector in the UK. I think that might be a reflection of sort of the flexibility of public sector employment there. But I thought that was interesting. And then we cover loads of different stuff around, like shift patterns are a really big deal for frontline workers. So, you know, have you got good flexible shifts? Stress is another one. So yeah, few of my favorite highlights from the kind of information that we collect. But the whole point of this is to help someone actually understand, oh, this is what a job is going to be like before I take it, and this might be a good fit for me.
We are just about out of time, so I'm going to throw you not a curveball question, but how can you possibly answer this in 20 seconds question or less? Business model, we haven't talked about that at all. Is it primarily employer sponsorships or?
So we sell subscriptions to employers to own their profile, add content to Breakroom, and then to hire better quality candidates with us. So you are right. That's the basic model.
How many employees now, and how many do you expect to be when you move into the States in a few months?
Us as Breakroom, the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a 14-person team based hybrid in London, and I'll let you know when we're ready to launch in the US.
February 12th. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think March, April.
Besides, it would be February 14th, and it would be an ad campaign built around Cupid and love your employer. And
that was a good idea. There we go.
Anyway, we have used up our time, which is not uncommon for us. We always use up our time, sometimes more interestingly than others. It is good to talk to you. Hope to see you at Rec Buzz. I'm going to recommend to Katya that you get in touch and have you speak there, which gets you in free, which is always nice. And Steve, that's the scam that Stephen has used twice now. He won't get to use it again. And on that note, thank you for joining us. It's been fun. It's been fast, and time's up. Got to go. Thank you, Stephen, too.
Thanks.
Awesome. Anna, always a pleasure. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.